Hello, this is Pete, M0PSX, with the results of the 2025 Amateur Radio Survey. We believe this is the largest survey of radio amateurs in the UK, with 855 people responding. The largest number of responses were for Foundation at 40.4%. The average age of responses were from 55 to 64-year-olds. And the largest number of responses were from people that have held their licence for 2 years or less. Unsurprisingly, for an Essex Ham survey, 53.6% of responses were from members of Essex Ham. 45.4% were from members of the RSGB. We asked people how they got into amateur radio in the first place, with the strongest answer, 53.7%, being that they'd always had an interest in radio. We asked people what their current interest in amateur radio was. 62.4% HF, 49.2% VHF UHF, and 26.6% operating portable. We asked how radio amateurs like to get their news, with 64.2% opting for YouTube. And looking at radio amateurs' favourite social media platforms, again, YouTube came out top. We asked for ratings on various amateur radio organisations. Again, unsurprisingly for an Essex Ham survey, 62.9% voted 5 out of 5 for Essex Ham. We asked for ratings on various Essex Ham services, with the website, online training and promoting amateur radio coming out top. We also asked RSGB members to rate the services offered by the RSGB. In the good category, Radcom, running exams, exam syllabus, representing amateur radio, and the products offered by RSGB. We asked those that weren't RSGB members why not, with too expensive or offers me no benefits coming out as top. We asked those who were members of a bricks and mortar club what services were important. The top answer, regular club meetings. And for those who weren't members of a bricks and mortar club, we asked why not, with the top answer, 26.7%, being I'm not a club person. We asked questions of those at Foundation whether they were intending to progress. Top answer was that 29.9% plan to take intermediate and full at some point in the future. And specifically for newcomers, we asked for ratings on various services. Again, unsurprisingly for an Essex Ham survey, Essex Ham did rather well. We also asked newcomers what the hardest part in getting started was, with the top answer being nerves around operating. More generally, we asked what the biggest challenge affecting the future and growth of amateur radio was. Top answer, failing to attract younger people. And we also asked, for the hobby to survive, what needs to change. Top answer with 46.7%, getting amateur radio into schools and scout groups. Second to that, getting more or better mainstream promotion, for example on national press or TV. Finally, we asked, as the RSGB's AGM was coming up, were there any questions that Essex Ham would like to ask the RSGB? We had loads of responses, and here was the top question.
Next we have an advanced question. This is actually also about the exam syllabus, so I'll ask Len at least first to answer this. This has been submitted by the Essex Ham organisation, MX0SXA. In Essex Ham's annual survey, the top topic of concern was exam syllabus, best summed up by this question. Why will RSGB not accept that today's new radio hams no longer design and build transceivers? HAREC compliance is needed for full, but to attract new people into the hobby and given Ofcom's recent relaxation of the rules, does the board feel that the time is right to reassess the RSGB's criteria, both for the new entrants and for those keen to progress to intermediate? So I'd like to go to Len first on that, please.
So though HAREC only applies to full licence conditions, it's still an IRU requirement for a licensee to have an appropriate technical knowledge. With about 3,000 candidates sitting an exam last year and a pass rate of over 80%, it's not thought by Ofcom there's a significant debar to holding an amateur radio licence. Ofcom have also requested recently that there be more technical content into the intermediate licence to reflect improved privileges. So, I mean, it's not a case where we can do our own thing. We have to be mindful of our requirements under international strategy. Given the number of people sitting the exams and the pass rate, particularly at foundation licences, it's not thought there is a particular problem of them. As I intimated earlier, we are in a very early stage having a look at different methods of achieving our international requirements, possibly through a more modular approach. However, these are a very early stage, might not go anywhere, but certainly worth investigating. Back to you.
Thanks, then. Anybody else on the board like to respond to this? I've heard it, I must admit, said in my club quite a bit as well, about making sure everything is relevant now. Anybody else on the board like to take something on this?
The only other kind of supplementary questions I answer, I would say, you will be aware from those that went to the convention, the whole point of the HARIC syllabus and updating this was raised. I do know this is something else that's an early stage. I know that one of the groups that I'm charging are having a look at it. I suspect this will happen, but I will not hold my breath till it happens. Anything's done at an international level is done at a glacial speed, and say don't hold your breath, but I think it will definitely happen sooner rather than later.
Okay, Len.
I'd just like to pick up on the construction side. Construction is one of the sort of major fulfilling activities in amateur radio for many people. And there are many people for whom operating is just a method of proving that your construction worked. So we do have to understand that there are many people who like and have different sort of needs from amateur radio and are excited by different things. And so we need to take that into account.
Okay, thank you, Stuart, and Len as well.
So that's it, our look at the 2025 Amateur Radio Survey results. Thank you to the 855 radio amateurs that took the time to complete the survey. A detailed breakdown in PDF form is available on the Essex Ham website. Finally, a quick thanks to the Ham Hub Patreons for supporting this video. Their names are on screen now. Thanks for watching, and we hope these survey results have been of interest.
This feature was brought to you by Essex Ham.